Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a video with you that I've been hoping to film for a couple weeks now, and I just have not gotten around to it. It has been a very busy spring over here. We finally have our in-ground garden area fully planted. Definitely got that done quite late this year, but it'll be just fine. And we had quite a few projects that we needed to get done before I could focus my attention on that. We had our pigs arrive this week. We butchered our first batch of meat birds, which went really well, and we have our second batch of meat birds arriving today. So lots of good things happening over here, but it is definitely keeping us busy. Now, the recipe I want to share with you is for a rhubarb mint syrup. It's something that I've made for the last few years now, but I haven't tried canning it before. So that's something new that we're going to be doing this year, but you do have the option to make this syrup and just store it in the fridge like I have in the past. I think it's going to be a really fun addition on the pantry shelf. It's great for cocktails, just in some sparkling water. You could make like a rhubarb mint lemonade with it. And I think it would also be great in the second ferment of kombucha or water kefir. So for a single batch of this recipe, you're going to need 4 cups of rhubarb, a couple handfuls of fresh mint leaves. I am just gonna chop up all this rhubarb, see how much we have, and then we will adjust the recipe accordingly. I think I might need a little bit more mint, so I might run outside and harvest some more. So in here I have 8 cups of just chopped rhubarb. I did use a little bit from the freezer, and I'm gonna add in 2 cups of organic cane sugar and then 2 cups of water. Now I'm just gonna turn this up to medium heat, and then I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes until that rhubarb is nice and soft. And then at that point, we will add in our mint leaves. I just realized that I said 2 cups of water, not 4 cups of water. I definitely added 4 cups of water. So the full recipe will be in the description box down below if you need to reference it. But we did 8 cups of rhubarb, 2 cups of organic cane sugar, and then 4 cups of water. All right, so this has been simmering for about 20 minutes. I just turned off the heat. As you can see, the rhubarb has broken down quite a bit. So I am gonna go ahead and get our mint added in here. Just a few handfuls of mint leaves, and then I'm going to give it a stir, put the lid back on, and we're just gonna let that sit for maybe half an hour or so. Now this mint has kind of been steeping in the rhubarb mixture for about half an hour or so. And I'm gonna go ahead and set up a strainer, a fine mesh strainer with some cheesecloth to strain out all this rhubarb. All right, I've got my jars all clean and ready to go. I'm using half pints today. That's the perfect size for us. You really don't need a whole lot of this syrup when you go to use it. So having it in these smaller jars is all that we really need. And I'm gonna get these jars filled to 1/4 inch of headspace. So I have the temperature of the jar matched to the temperature of the syrup, and I'll be sure to match that to the temperature of the water in the water bath canner. Next, I'm just gonna adjust the headspace on these. I went a little bit over on a couple of them, and I think we're gonna have exactly 6 half pints. Now, since there's so much sugar in this, I'm just using a little bit of white vinegar to clean off the rims before we add the lids and the rings so we can get a good seal. And then we're just adding the rings and tightening to fingertip tight. I'm using my 4 jars canning lids today, so if you'd like to give those a try, I do have a discount code. I'll leave that on the screen here and in the description box down below. All right, so I have all those jars ready to go in the canner, and as soon as that comes up to a boil, you're gonna wanna process for 10 minutes if you're below 1,000 feet of elevation. I'm above that, so I'm going to be adjusting accordingly, and I'm going to be processing my jars for 15 minutes. Now, I'm basing those processing times off of the bulk canning recipe for rhubarb juice. And as I mentioned, this is one of my favorite ways to use rhubarb, so I'm really looking forward to having a shelf-stable version of this in the pantry. So if you do give this a try, leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and we'll see you in the next video.